Hello, everybody. Today is Thursday and it's time for our weekly show. And this week's show is on pay-per-click hacks, 5 pay-per-click hacks or tricks or strategies. I find a lot of people that I talk to really feel that getting started or growing their pay-per-click is either really expensive or really overwhelming. So tonight I'm going to give you 5 hacks or tricks to help you overcome your fear of pay-per-click or get better at pay-per-click. There's a lot more to it than what I'm going to show you tonight, but hopefully this will be a good place to either start or continue for those of you who are already doing pay-per-click. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Okie doke. So number 5 is archiving old campaigns. So what this means is that when you have a campaign that you're no longer running, an ad campaign, when you log into your campaign dashboard, you see this long list of campaigns, and it can be a little visually overwhelming, and you can't really tell what your current campaigns are. So what you want to do is archive them, which is basically a fancy way of saying you're just going to shove them away and not look at them anymore. So unfortunately, I can't just share my screen with you on ads because there's really no way to do that without exposing a whole bunch of information in my account to the world. So I've done some screenshots here to show you. Thank you guys for tuning in live. Thank you, those of you who are watching the replay. So I've done some sort of strategic, I hope, screenshotting and image grabbing to help show you how to archive your old listings. So the first thing you're going to do is at the top here. Can you see my arrow? Yeah, okay. At the top here where it says things, that's just a name of one of my campaigns. It has a word before that, and then it says things. So what you do is this little switch here will be blue if your campaign is running. If it's already expired or stopped running, it will already be white. If it's not already white and you're just done with it, you can switch that over to white. There we go. So you can switch that over to white right here. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go down here, and if you look at your list of campaigns, at the far right, you're going to see a button that says archive. So you want to click archive. So first you're going to check, the campaign that you don't want to look at anymore. In this case, I just use this one as an example. So first you check it, and then you go and click the archive button. Then after that, it's going to say, are you sure you want to archive this campaign? You will not be able to undo this action. Then you click archive, and then boom, it will go from your view. If for some reason it doesn't work right away, you may need to refresh your screen because sometimes it isn't showing you a current view. The other thing you may need to do is change the view of your campaigns so that you're only viewing your active campaigns or anything that is not archived. So what you can do here is you can set your active status to all but archived and hit apply. And then it's going to show you any campaigns that are basically any campaigns you have except for the ones that are archived. And so this will get them out of your view forever and ever and ever. I hope that makes sense. Ask me if that doesn't make sense. But you guys, I can put a screenshot. I can put this slide in the comments so you can take a look at it in more detail if you need to. But it really does help you to archive your old campaigns because then you're not just looking, you're only looking at your active ones. The next thing we're going to talk about is budgeting. So budgeting is complicated. Every guru, expert, teacher, launcher, product specialist has their own theory about how to set your pay-per-click budget. So I am not here to tell you that my way is the right way and you shouldn't do any other way. What I am going to tell you is whichever way you pick or try, pay attention to it, because the biggest mistake I've heard people make is that they'll set like a high budget campaign that they only meant to do like maybe for a few days, and then they forgot about it. And then they checked in, a month or 6 weeks or 6 months later, and they've spent thousands of dollars without realizing it. So what I do, and this has worked for launching bundles, launching private label, launching products where there was no search history of people searching for that product on Amazon, to stuff that had some competition. So it's kind of a diverse variety of products that we've launched. So what we do is it's low per day, high per click. So I said $1 per day and $1 per click. So I may only get 1 click per day, but I'm going to find out which keyword phrases convert, and I'm going to do it on a budget. So I am just pretty strict with my pay-per-click budget, because I feel like if I'm losing money selling, then what's the point? So that's my thing. Some people will lose money for a little while because they have a bigger picture. And I've done that where I've gotten closer to break even, but I really don't like to just straight out lose money. So anyway, I never do the automatic searches on my pay-per-click campaigns, except in one, which I'll show you in a couple slides and I've talked about before. But if I'm doing a specific keyword, these are all keyword campaigns I'm talking about. You can also run ASIN campaigns this way. But if you're doing keyword campaigns, I use exact and phrase only. I don't use automatic. And so that's what I do. I set my budget, and I may tweak it, or I may run like 3 different keyword campaigns for the same product. So that would be $3 a day. If I'm trying to capture different keywords in different ads, or I might run an ASIN one and a keyword one. One thing I have not done is, we do have brand registry, but I haven't gotten into like the sponsored brands ads, because I don't really feel like, I don't feel like we're going to have a high ROI on that. So we may try that out next year and see if it's worth it. But anyway, that's it. Set your budget, pay attention to it, and make sure it's realistic for your profit goals. So what you're going to want to do is, if you're running a keyword campaign, start with a lot of keywords, or as many as you want, but you put them all in one ad. This is what I do. Put them all in one ad. So your goal is to get each keyword up to 2,000 impressions. So what's going to happen is, you're going to have a couple keywords, maybe, it depends on the campaign, that are going to get to 2,000 impressions, and they're not going to convert at all. Or they're going to have very low conversion. And so then you turn those off. But you're going to have some that really do convert. So let's say you have 20 keyword phrases. The first 2 don't convert, so you turn those off. The second 2 do convert, and they're getting impressions, they're converting. So that means you've really only tested 4 at this point. So then once you hit the ones that are converting in that campaign, you leave them there. And you take the rest of the keywords that you have not gotten impressions on, and you move them into a new campaign. So that way, once a campaign starts converting for keywords, you never want to try to put those keywords in a new campaign, because campaigns have traction just like listings do. So you don't want to relaunch a campaign, just like you don't want to relaunch a listing if you can help it. So you're going to keep the ones. So let's say you have those second 2 keyword phrases that are converting, and you haven't gotten to the other 16. Then you turn all those 16 off in that first ad, and then you move them into a whole new ad. Now, some people might want to try 3 campaigns at once to break that list of 20 into, say 7 each campaign or whatever, and 6 in one, which you can completely do. But just again, watch your spend and make sure you're paying attention to the results. Make sure you're turning off keywords that are not converting, and really adding. Now, the other thing you want to keep in mind is that, let's say you spend $1 per day and you got 5 sales a week from that. Ads do not work like magic, where if you spend $1 per day and you got 5 sales, now you spend $2 a day and you get 10 sales. and $3 gives you 15. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Usually what works is $1 gets you 5 sales, and $2 gets you 6 sales, and $3 gets you 7 sales or something like that. So just keep in mind that doubling and tripling your spend will not necessarily double and triple your results. And then the other thing you want to do is on your pay-per-click like chart where it shows you all your results, is you want to you can customize those columns so that you're seeing all the stuff that will give you the right information. So I have a little image here in the slide of what columns I like to look at. Impressions, that's how many times your ad is just viewed, not clicked, how many clicks you get. Click-through rate, your spend, your cost per click, how many orders and sales you've gotten, and then your ACoS, which is what percent, I forget what the letters stand for right now, but basically it tells you your ACoS might be like 13%, which means that 13% of your revenue cost is on ads. That's right. So you basically want your ACoS to be under 15%. Different people have different goals. They have a new one called ROAS. I think that's from Princess Bride. Rats of Unusual Size is from Princess Bride. It's something else in Amazon, but it's very similar. It's not Rats of Unusual Size. It's anyway, it doesn't matter which one you use. They have different numbers. They mean the same thing. Pick one, understand it, understand what numbers you want to target, and just use that. So make sure you understand what data you're getting and use it. So I use ACoS because that's what I've been using for years, and it works for me. This is a big one for cost savings on pay-per-click campaigns as well, which is setting short-term campaigns. What I mean by that is you're going to set up your campaign, and let's say right now it's mid-November. Don't have the campaign run out at the end of December or at the end of November even. Now, what you can do is you can go in 2 days before it expires or even after it's already stopped running and start it again or extend it. But what I find this does is it prevents excess spending. It forces me to log in there and pay attention to my ads because I tend to just just not look at it. It forces me to go in there, check my targeting, check my keywords that are converting, and really pay attention, because otherwise it's just going to shut it off if I don't pay attention to it. So I have, as I mentioned earlier, met sellers who just say like, oh, I set this thing up, and then before I forgot about it and checked in, and I had spent whatever, $500, or, that it's easy to lose track of your pay-per-click experiments, and then you end up spending a lot more than you had planned. So this is a trick that I have, a hack, which is I only do short-term campaigns except for one. And other than that, everything else is within 6 or 8 weeks of when I set it up. And then I have to go in and renew it for another 4 to 6 weeks, so that I'm always having to force myself to log in there and look at my ads. And then finally, number one pay-per-click hack is the 5-cent click campaign. The 5-cent click campaign is brilliant. It is random. There's not a lot you can do to influence it, but when it works, it is magical and beautiful and wonderful. And when it doesn't work, it doesn't cost you anything. So it's really nice. Basically, it's a campaign that's designed to capture clicks after everybody else's budget has run out. So it's like between 10 p.m. and midnight, or whatever the end of the day is, right? So you set it on automatic. You just add all your products that you can advertise on to the campaign. And every time you add new products, to add them to this campaign. And you just set your budget at 5 cents per click. This is the one campaign I have that I run forever. I think I have it set to expire at the end of 2021 right now. Like, I just keep extending it. And this one I do set a higher per day, because it really will only spend, like, I wish it would spend more, because it converts so well that I wish it would spend like crazy, but you can only get so many clicks. So 5 cents per click. I think we have ours set at like $10 a day. It never comes even close to that. It's usually like $10 a month or something like that. So the 5 cent click campaign is my number one favorite pay-per-click hack. And just to give you an idea of how effective that is, this is our account. This top one is just in the last 7 days. We've had 2 orders from it with an ACoS of 15%, $76 in sales, spent $11. So yeah, totally worth it. And then over the last 18 months, this was our spend on this 5 cent click campaign, and this was our sales. So crazy, crazy good results, right? Spending $500 to bring in 6,000. Like I said, I wish that I could just make it spend more and bring in more sales, but it will only do what it will do. So just set it up and kind of leave that one alone. All right, that is it for tonight. Are there any questions from anybody in the audience? I see we've got a couple live viewers, but I cannot see your questions. So let me see if I can just look at the group really quick and see if you guys have any questions there. And it doesn't look like you do. So then I'm going to wrap it up. Next week, there will not be a show because it is Thanksgiving night, next Thursday night. So I will probably be in a turkey coma on the sofa. I wish you all an abundant Q4. I wish us all an abundant Q4. And I hope that you guys are having a safe, healthy year. And please reach out to me if I can help with anything. If you have any questions, strategy session, whatever. I always want to help our members. So I hope you guys have a great night. And thank you for tuning in. Bye, everybody.